going to start doing a weekly podcast for Cow and Horsey. So here we will be doing reviews and other things, and there might be some special members-only podcasts, so that way the members get a little extra added. And so today we are talking about CHF.
So we have 3 categories, and those 3 categories are the horses, the scenery, and some issues that we may have along the way in the game. So in game, there are a few problems that we would like to address, which is why it has its own category.
First, we are going over horses. The breeds in the game so far are KWPNs, aka warm bloods, Welshes, Shetlands, Friesians, Cobs, Fjords, and including colors, we also have roans, because I know some games lack roans, and we like to include that. So far, we have rigged all the KWPNs and Welshes, and we are trying to figure out specific gaits for the other horses like Cobs, because as y'all know, Cobs are usually a lot slower or like a lot more lazy, and they usually drag their feet, so we're going to try making less exaggeration in the gaits.
Also, the Welshes are smaller than the KWPNs, but not as small as Shetlands. We'll be adding other breeds as soon as we rig the rest of these horses. One of our ideas would be saddlebreds.
Yeah, so we want to do saddlebreds, and also we're trying to figure out some like new kind of different breeds that no other games have. We still don't know a bunch of things about the horses yet, because we're still trying to figure out like a lot about how to rig and animate better, as well as adding different controls and special effects to the horses. So as you'll know, in Strideway, there is like a buck and rear animation that automatically happens for the thoroughbreds. So we want to try doing something like that, but obviously for specific breeds. So we also want to do character animations like for your avatars, so you don't just like sit on a chair on the horse's back, and we want to add like a bunch of special new character animations, so that way like they're all different from every other horse game.
So for the last thing, for the horses, we're working on making different settings to adjust things about our horses, such as like the mane color and like their size. Our first idea failed, so we have to think of a better way to figure out how to do this. Alright, now for the second part of this.
Coming to scenery, we have been working a lot and have a few updates on it. One of the things is we're making special updates for seasonal changes, such as like specific, I don't know, maybe Halloween, like pumpkins around certain like jumps, or maybe around like the paddocks, or we could have Christmas trees or wreaths hanging around the barn. So those are some of the seasonal changes that we have. And also, there's one giant special tree that will always have a specific holiday theme on it. So right now on that tree, there is like a giant pumpkin at the top, and Halloween is coming on the tree, and basically in the middle of November, we'll probably change it to Thanksgiving, and then so on from Christmas to all those other big holidays.
I've been working a lot on scenery, such as making the border, big mountains, and waterfall. We've been trying to get it done so we can start on the Mass Effect sequence for the entire map. I've been working as hard as I possibly can to get it done, so that we can make like other things like a river that can loop around the entire map as well. And I've also been working on like trying to figure out ideas on making special holiday themed jumps for the XC course.
Yeah, so we're really trying to make specific holiday themed jumps, because we want to like make a giant surprise and make these updates as big as possible, even though it is a realistic roleplay game, so there won't be a lot of updates, but we're going to try as hard as possible to make some really big updates for you guys.
For the XC jumps, we've been trying to include a lot of different jumps that most games don't have, so include ditches and those weird funky ones that you see in professional eventing. Another thing about scenery is how we're trying to make it as realistic as possible. We have lots of grass, which is taking hours just to fill in some parts.
On the Cedar Hill Farms YouTube channel and Discord, there are usually updates, but recently there haven't been a lot since we're working really hard and trying to get a lot of the scenery done, and it's taking up so much time. I'm so happy that we're almost getting done, and Horsey is the main one working on scenery, as I've been working a lot on the horses, so that's why it's like getting done as fast as other things. One thing I forgot to mention was we have a wheat field too, so it looks like Strideway a bit, and many people don't know this about the game, but we're trying to make a mix of MSE and Strideway, so let us know if you want something specific in the scenery.
Scenery and MSC and Strideway are a bit similar, which is why I'm taking so much inspiration on both games, which is why you might see us in a game for only a tiny bit. I've been taking pictures of some of the MSC jumps, and I'd make some of them similar, but obviously not copy because that's copying. But I'm trying to make them like similar, but also unique in our own way. And that's it for the scenery. So we're going to start talking about the problems.
Problems are one thing that are so easy to discuss because we have so many of them. We are going to go over 3 major problems in our game making, and obviously game making isn't always perfect, and we're experiencing some issues right now that we want to address to you guys, which might hold back a tiny bit of CHF getting out to you on time. So if CHF doesn't come out when we say it's going to come out, it's probably one of these main 3 problems.
One of our problems to start is how our horse is completely broke and now none of them jump. We had a working jump animation and then poof, our horse is going to take a step off the ground. We can't even get them to be animated properly because some of the joints in the horses don't bend properly, if that makes any sense. But it's kind of hard, very difficult. But we've been working on a jump animation for a little while, and our horses,
Exactly, they won't go off the ground. If you have a moving object and you hit the space bar, it won't even take its toes off the floor.
Yeah, we had no idea how to fix it, and we have no idea how to fix it. So if you have anyone that could help and give us any tips, anything at all would help. That would be very, very much appreciated.
A huge problem though is how Horsey, the one right there, once made a joke and put some World War II flying jet helmet, and it never would disappear. It's literally right in the walkway to our indoor arena, and it's driving me crazy. So if you run into
it can just fall on your head, and if you walk on it, it never leaves you alone.
It doesn't come off. That's the thing. You have this fighter helmet on you, and it doesn't come off, and it's completely
military World War II helmet.
It's completely impossible to delete too. I don't even know how you do that. How do you do that? And we've tried literally everything. We've looked up tutorials about how to delete it, everything, and people even tell us it doesn't delete. So if you see this helmet, stay away from it, because even on Roblox Studio, the workplace, not in there. It's magical. So Horsley is definitely going to the dungeon for this one, and yeah.
Social distance from that helmet.
Real.
Anyway, our last problem for this podcast is how when we're filling in the grass, sometimes pieces can go into the air and we can't delete them easily. It sometimes takes hours just to delete some flying grass in the air. As today, I looked up in the sky and I saw weird little blue lines just up there, and it looked very odd to me, and I was like, what the heck is that? So it took me forever to go up there. It was 800 miles away from the map, and I had to scroll up so far that I couldn't even see CHF anymore. So it's very not easy to delete these things. Sometimes it can even take up to hours to delete some of these things. We figured out a way to stop this problem, but sometimes it just realives itself and decides to make us work hard again.
I can't believe we are making a podcast. I hope you all are enjoying this so far, and if you made it this far, type a heart emoji so I can see how many of you watched this whole thing. Sorry if it sounds a little fuzzy too, because Horsey and I are making this podcast over call, so her audio is going to come through and it might sound fuzzy through her going through her phone and then coming onto my computer, which is listening off, and it's just a little crazy. But in future podcasts, we are definitely going to make some in person, so it won't sound as bad, and it'll be more like a cow and horsey podcast.
Yeah. So thank you so much for watching this and / listening to this. I hope you all have a fantastic rest of your day or night. See you all in the next one. Bye.